Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Benedict Construction. Shouldn't your home be your dream home? Turn to the remodel specialists at Benedict Construction to talk about upgrading your baths, your kitchen, building a deck out back. Remodel your whole darn home with Benedict Construction. You see some of their work right there. You see some of their work every week here on the Sports Source. Quick segment, just about the halfway mark of the season. 7 of 12 games have been played, so a little past it. I want Chuck to tell me where each position group should be categorized, surprise, as expected, or disappointment. And then you guys have buzzers, so if anybody disagrees with Chuck, hit your buzzer and I'll allow someone to rebut. Very quickly, about 20 seconds on each of these. Chuck Cavaleris, where you put in the offensive line? Watch Kyler Curl. He's within arm's reach.
You guys know I'm used to getting everything right over here, don't you? Yeah. Offensive line is a disappointment because they struggled from the start against Appalachian State, and we haven't seen them pull the guards and tackles like they did last year. A disappointment.
All right, anybody? That didn't take long. Kyler, don't break my buzzer.
Sorry about that.
All right.
I would say, as expected, I wouldn't say a disappointment. Yeah, they haven't pulled the guards and centers like they did last year, but there's a reason for that. We play defenses that we couldn't pull the guards and centers. There's a nose right over the center. He cannot get out of there. So I wouldn't say they're that much of a disappointment. They've had 1-2 guys of the starting lineup that they really wanted in at a time. Everybody else has been hurt.
Okay.
You can't really say that they've been really bad players.
All right.
It's just the scenarios they get put in.
Very good. He got the rebuttal. That's the way it works. Chuck Cavaleris, next one what have I got now?
Quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks.
With Josh Dobbs, I think it's about as expected. I mean, I think it's been very, very solid play.
I think he's been a pleasant surprise. I think he's played better than expected. If you don't have Josh Dobbs playing the way he is, you're not 5-2 right now. So I think he's exceeded my expectations.
He has mine too in the passing game, and his numbers don't look that much better. But the reason is he's had a truckload of drops this year, which we'll get to receivers and tight ends in a minute. Chuck Cavaleris, what are you doing with running backs?
Running backs, I've got the surprise coming off right away with the emergence of Alvin Kamara, with them giving him more time. I'm surprised with what they've been able to get production-wise when they've had him on the field.
Somebody's got to argue with that.
I'm not surprised. Hurt is not a real running back.
Well, you're rushing for a lot less this year. Now, you put it on the offensive line, but I would say as expected.
I'm not hitting
I'm surprised in John Kelly
Okay.
stepping up
That's
too.
what I
game,
was
yeah.
thinking.
All right.
Kyle.
We'll see. He's got to step it up the rest of the way.
In this scheme, Hurt's not a real running back.
Okay. Okay, there you go. You've modified it. Very good. Receivers and tight ends.
Receivers, tight ends, you touched on it a little bit. Well, you know, with Jawan Jennings, boy, you can't really knock him that much. But overall, it's a disappointment in the production of this group game by game.
Too many drops. Everybody agrees with this, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Too many drops. All right. Defensive line, Chuck.
The defensive
And
line,
let me just say
I
this.
think they've held up pretty well. It's just about as expected.
Wow, man! At this point, I was just going to say, you can factor injuries in here if you want, kind of grade on the curve. But everyone wants a shot at you on the defensive line.
They have been a disappointment to me since the first game before injuries. I thought that was the dominant group on your team, and even before the injuries, they were not dominant.
And if it hadn't been for Barnett,
Yeah.
it would really been bad.
Okay.
Defense got to lay the wood. They're getting the wood laid to them, and that's why everybody's on the side. They're hurt up. They're getting hit.
Kyler?
They've had a lot of injuries just like every other position, so it has been a struggle for them. I think not having the linebacker core behind you makes a huge difference. But my surprise is Derek Barnett and how much he has stepped up this year and just been amazing.
All right. We can tell which one of these guys on this team played with the same team, played with that team last year. We can tell. All right. No, it's good. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
We want a big mix.
There's got to be someone on their side.
We're not against them. We're
And now
being
we're
honest.
linebackers.
Linebackers.
Well, I tell you what, between the injuries.
What?
Yes, a surprise between the
How in the
injuries
hell?
and how the starters have held up. If you would have said you're going to have Colton Jumper be your leading tackle or second leading tackle, I think it's a surprise the way they performed.
Yeah.
The last two games, you're beaten up with injuries. All right, we know that. You're starting linebackers number 5 and 6. That counts for something. But the last 2 weeks, you've given up nearly 800 yards in rushing. I wouldn't be praising the linebackers, but okay. That's why I gave Chuck the board. His is the final call. We just chime in. What do you got with secondary?
Secondary to me has been the disappointment, not being able to shut down some of the receivers. Again, injuries are a factor, but it has been a disappointment as that group.
I would flip-flop linebackers and receivers.
You mean in secondary?
Excuse me, secondary, because they've played better, I thought, than they could have when they lost a potential All-American candidate.
Last one, special teams, Chuck.
To
Surely,
me,
yeah.
it's still not as good as last year. We knew it wouldn't be.
I asked before the first game, is there any reason to believe this team could be as good as special teams? Everybody, sure they can.
No,
Sure
I
they
said,
can.
I said
And
I
I
didn't see
said,
how
no,
they could.
there's no
I didn't see how they
guarantee.
could. And
So
plus,
now
you've
everybody
given
knows,
up a
yeah.
punt return. No, but they finished. It was like a record-setting year. I said I didn't see how they could do as well last year. Plus, you've given up a punt return for a touchdown.
He would have been perfect in the Soviet Union.
We're going to check the tape.
Oh, seriously?
All right, very good. Thanks to all these guys. That was excellent. We're going to talk basketball next. We still got more football to go. But by the way, today and tomorrow, 36th anniversary sale going on at Games and Things. Home theater seating, kitchen and bar stools like the ones we use on this set. These came from Games and Things. Pool tables and games, game room furniture, everything in the store, 20 to 50% off now through Monday. 20 to 50% off everything now through Monday. Games and Things. Get out there and check out their 36th anniversary sale. Come on back, we got basketball. No, February.